Hey everyone, this is Chaotic Teal, and welcome back to Mario 64 DS. Last time, we did pretty much everything we can right now in Bob-omb Battlefield, Cool Mountain, and Jolly Roger Bay. And I just want to check... We only have one of the secret stars. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell me which one. Do you have anything? No. Yeah, I did the homework to make sure of why we didn't get the stars we didn't get last time. We need abilities we don't have access to yet, or all of them. Did not double check what secret stars we've gotten, or rather what secret star. Also, elephant in the room, I guess, is that this is the second time I've streamed this year, and it has been very nearly 2 months since the last time. Well, couple of reasons for that. I did say, when I streamed last time, that I wasn't sure whether I'd be able to get to a consistent schedule again at that point. Well, I sure wasn't. Okay, we did get this one. Between adjusting to the semester being back on, and the... Whoops. Okay. The boos really don't care about Yoshi. Yeah, between adjusting to the semester, adjusting to the absolute state of things right now, I don't have the energy or really just the energy to get into that. But suffice to say, things here in the States are not normal. We're not in good shape. And the fact that things are not normal is not an agreed upon reality. I'm not going to go into that further because, again, I do not have the energy. But that's been sapping a lot of my energy. And I was firmly hyperfixated on Marvel for a bit. Still kind of coming off of that, but the result was I didn't didn't feel like playing Mario when I could be playing whatever. Okay, that's not gonna work. I didn't feel like playing Mario when I could be playing whatever Marvel game I was playing at the time. It's been several of them. Played through 2 of the LEGO Marvel games, replayed the first Spider-Man game and Miles Morales, started Midnight Suns. I want to get back to that one at some point. Not super feeling it right now, but at some point. The point is, the list of things that I want to do instead of playing Mario has been fairly long, even on the evenings that I've had what I would describe as enough energy to maybe stream. And then I was sick. So it's been... This year has been a really long decade. And I'm still very tired. A lot of things that I'm very concerned about. Both relating to the current situation and not totally relating to the current situation. I finished grad school in 2 months, and then I have to figure out what's happening next. Point is, tonight I finally felt up to streaming again. So here I am. Some of that, quite honestly, is a credit to AlphaRad. I mean, not that I've interacted with them personally, but posted a video yesterday playing Mario 64 with online multiplayer. It just sounds like a good time. I was hoping that would... There we go. Oop. And... long story, very slightly shorter. Watching that video got me in the mood to play Mario 64 again. And it seems silly to play Mario 64 the N64 version for the however manyth time when I have an active when I have a current stream series playing through 64DS. So here I am. Oh yeah, I also, during this time, have rewatched and then just watched the entire MCU up through Phase 4? Yeah, I already got your coin. And just saying, I'm taking no notes, but Spider-Man No Way Home is the best movie in the MCU, and Guardians 3 is second. Again, I am taking no notes. This is objective fact, so accept it. Really though, it's funny to me how much I like Spider-Man now. To the point that, for the longest time, my interest in the MCU was just, I'm here for Spider-Man. Rude. Because when I was first getting into Marvel, yeah. When I was first getting into Marvel, obviously... Okay, that's the one, I can't get that. Spider-Man wasn't in the MCU at that point. The first movie in the MCU that I watched was The Avengers, which, just saying, not a great starting point. Oh, I bet there's a red coin in there, isn't there? Okay, well, guess I'll just do my freaking job. Anyway, at that point, I really disliked Spider-Man. And a lot of that came from the first LEGO Marvel game, which was my only real exposure to the rest of Marvel. I hadn't watched either of the Spider-Man movie series that was out at that time. I think the first Amazing Spider-Man had come out. And the first 7 or 8 levels in the first LEGO Marvel, Spider-Man just randomly shows up like halfway through them. And it just really annoyed me. How much he was just arbitrarily there. And some of that definitely comes down to, especially as a kid, I really didn't like it when things that I liked were overlooked in favor of something related that was more popular. I mean, that was kind of how I felt being a Nintendo kid in the midst of the console wars that feel like they only ever really matter to kids in school and people with too much time on their hands. Did he step on his own Goombas? Sir. That's not good leadership. Anyway, that was how I felt about the console wars, that was how I felt about really my favorite characters in just about anything. My favorite Sonic character, for as long as I can remember, has been Silver, for instance. Silver doesn't get attention. Silver hasn't gotten to be in a video game in any meaningful way since his debut in 06. Because, for reasons not really related to Silver, 06 is 06. Hey look, we found Mario. So anyway, we can get that wall jump star now. I don't think I can just yeet myself into the stratosphere far enough to... far enough to get over there. Whoops. No. There we go. Oh, darn it. Oops. I have to say, they definitely made wall jumping easier in this version. It kind of sucks in the original Mario 64. But oops. At this point, I mean, Silver's still my favorite Sonic character. Though Shadow's second, and oh boy, are we eating well. With Shadow-related content. feels easier to control than it was in the original as well. Yeah, also moving at the speed of not. This is a change from the original. Okay, yeah, we're not getting back up there. It's always been just awful trying to gain height with that thing. Do it better this time. Yeah, there we go. Complete the thought. Complete the thought. As a kid especially, I always really hated when related stuff got more attention than my favorite stuff. Is that childish? Absolutely. But it's just what it is. I was a kid. And moreover, I was a neurodivergent kid who got way more into media than most of my peers. That star, because that's the timer one. But at this point, I just really like Spider-Man. The MCU definitely helped with that. I started looking more into Spider-Man as a character because of Homecoming. And you can debate all you want whether Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland plays a better Spider-Man. I think they all have their say. But it was because of Homecoming that I started to actually take an interest in Spider-Man as a character. And in Peter Parker as a character. Because there is a meaningful distinction there. Spider-Man is the mantle. There are multiple people with legitimate claim to the name Spider-Man. In this house, we appreciate Miles Morales. Okay, good. That went lower than I wanted it to. It looks like I've gotten the last one. But Peter Parker aside, there are attributes that are inherent to the core of Spider-Man, and there are attributes that are inherent to Peter. Spider-Man is by definition an everyman. He's usually a kid, usually with minimal financial resources, and his focus is on his local community. That's true of Peter, and it's true of Miles, and it's true of most others who have had that mantle. And because Spider-Man 9 times out of 10 goes to such trouble to ensure that his identity is a secret, the separation of Spider-Man and whoever has the mantle is part of what makes the character interesting. Spider-Man and Peter Parker cause problems for each other. Same person or not. Spider-Man and Miles cause problems for each other. Same person or not. A key attribute of Spider-Man is the responses to those problems. In a well-written story, with the characters. It's never Peter. It's never Miles. It's never the person who comes out on top in a conflict. If there's a difference between what's right and what's best for the individual, the choice is what's right. I probably got into it when I streamed Spider-Man PS4 a few years back, but that's part of what makes the ending of that game so impactful. I'm not gonna get into that, because, you know, even if a game is 7 years old at this point, which, yeah, oof, ouch. I didn't even get it when it launched, but I was in college. I guess I don't really need to... Well, that's what I get for thinking, hey, maybe there's a wing cap in this stage, since that's a normal... That should block. Anyway, it's been said to the point of cliché, but there's a reason the phrase, "with great power must come great responsibility," is a part of near every Spider-Person's backstory. That is a defining concept of character. I think I've rambled about Spider-Man just about long enough. But suffice to say, I think Spider-Man is pretty neat. What did I count? Yeah, no. I didn't figure so. Still bomb? Still. Rip the sentient life that these things presumably were in the original. They had eyes. They don't have eyes anymore. And I'm uncertain as to the implications of their lack of eyes. Yeah, there's still some weirdness in the analog. No. Well, it got me way further than I anticipated. Ooh. I would have had this like 4 times by now in the original game. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. I don't think I can easily get to the last 2 red coins until after I've done a couple of other stars. But, you know, I'm a contrarian when I'm allowed to be. So... did that actually advance the state of the level to... no. But it did give me access to cannons. Yeah, I don't really know if cannonless works in this version. But I know myself. I'm many things. A Mario 64 speedrunner is not one of them. Yeah, we have 30 stars. We could have gotten into the second Bowser level. But I don't know. Owl? Owl? No owl? Does the owl require you to actually fight and womp? It's definitely possible to get up there from the womp there. Ooh, I'm shocked that that worked. Occasionally I know what I'm doing. Or at least I have a pretty good idea. I don't suppose this still works, does it? Yeah. Yeah, that tracks. Okay. I have to actually figure out how to fight this guy. Oops. I don't think I've died against King Womp in the original for probably a decade. not sure how many times I played through Mario 64 in the last decade. But it's been a few. No. Huh. That's gonna do. Cool. Hey, King Womp, I didn't hear a bell. Did that reset the fight? It might have reset the fight. Ooh, that did me. The idea that I could have gotten just slam dunked trying to take the platform back up is extremely funny, though. Hi, I'm back. It's not a hard fight. I'm just very talented at finding difficulty in interesting places. That should open up just about every other star in Womp's Fortress. What? What? No owl? Maybe the owl only shows up after you've got this star? I don't know. Oh, that's where the star switch is. Whoa. Okay. It is interesting that even though they added 30 stars, at least the first... Well, I guess I didn't check the Bowser door. I don't know if they changed the number of stars you needed to get in there. In the original, it's 8, but you needed 8 to get back to Mario door. Also, we haven't seen the last of Yoshi, just for the record. Whoa. Huh. Oh no, they've just changed how that star works. There is not... There's a top to that page now. That would be why the owl didn't show up. I'm not sure how I didn't take fall damage from that. That's the red coin that they moved to be over in the new Switch Star area. Because yeah, this whole section did not exist. It is just a little bit sad that the Wahoo voice clips for Mario aren't the same as the original. Mario 64 was not the first time that Mario had a voice, or even the first time that Charles Martinet voiced Mario. But can you maybe chill out? There we go. And heal us back up. There we go. Oh dear. Okay. We're fine. Yeah, I don't think the pixel smoothing makes things look... kind of like being able to count the number of pixels on Mario's head. Uh-oh. Yeah, in the original game, I would not have survived that, because there wasn't ground here. I apologize for making constant comparisons to the original game, but A, I don't feel sorry for it, and B, it just makes sense to compare a remake to the original. Especially given that the original is what I'm more familiar with. I played through 64DS once as a kid, but Mario 64, the N64 version, is available on, well, has been available on Wii, on the Wii U, on Switch. It didn't get a 3DS release, but that's partially because 64DS exists. And it's on Switch in multiple forms. The DS version, by contrast, was a launch title for the DS. And yeah, they just really didn't want Yoshi to have the right to access Big Boo's haunt. Hello? Thank you. I mean, it does make sense that they would have... I forgot that was there. Let's finish getting red coins first. Hey! Rude. There we go. This star wasn't in the original game. Just for the record. Anyway, this was a DS launch title, and the only other release it's got is Wii U Virtual Console, which, you know, with some shenanigans, is the version I'm playing. For the record, those shenanigans did not involve adding the game itself onto my system. I purchased it and downloaded it. Oh. Fine. I won't cross your bridge. What if the game considers booze the same way it considers these blocks? Because Yoshi's ground pound doesn't break those rings, but Mario's does. Mario can also punch and break the blocks, which Yoshi obviously can't do. And I think that that's an attribute unique to Yoshi. I think that both Luigi and Wario can punch and thereby break blocks. It would be nice if I feel this way about all of the N64 remakes they've done. I guess I don't have strong feelings about Star Fox 3D, Fox 64 3D. Because I've never played it. Fun fact, I did almost get Star Fox 64 3D with some eShop gift cards I got for Christmas in maybe 2014? 2013? Somewhere in that range. But I didn't have the space on my SD card for it. And in the time that it took to go to Best Buy and purchase a new SD card, and then get everything set up on that new SD card, I decided that I wanted to spend the eShop gift cards on something else. I don't remember what. Probably multiple smaller games. But as a result, I still have not played Star Fox 64 3D. I do not think that will change unless I end up hyperfixating on Star Fox, because unless that occurs, I just don't think I'm gonna go through the effort of acquiring it in the year of our Lord 2025. Huh. I don't know if there's a 100 coin star in this level. Stop. Rude. I'm not actually sure. This might only get us to about 97 coins? And it's not as though the 100 coin stars don't require a degree of precision. I'm in danger. I am in danger. It's not so that they don't require some precision, but it's usually not... You cannot miss a single point. I don't think there's any way to take these things out. Well, that shows me, doesn't it?
Mamma mia!
Anyway, the actual point is... I really wish that they would make... console ports of the remakes they've done. Ocarina of Time 3D, Majora's Mask 3D, 64 DS. Don't get me wrong, both Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D still look quite good. I started Majora's Mask 3D again like 2 days ago because that and Twilight Princess HD are the only two Zelda games that I own and haven't beaten. At least, the only Zelda games in a unique form. Because, for instance, I have Oracle of Ages on cartridge. I have the original Link's Awakening, not even DX, on cartridge. I haven't beaten the physical copies of those. Which, I guess, technically does mean that Link's Awakening, not DX, is on that list as well. That's something to consider. Point is, they still look good. And they play pretty well, too. The 3DS just isn't as comfortable to play compared to a modern system with a modern controller. To the point that I'm looking into any kind of controller-style grip for the 3DS, or something to that effect. If you're aware of one, actually, put something in the comments. That's not normally a thing that I ask anyone to do, but, you know, I'm in the market, so if you know of one, let me know. Especially if it can give me a different option for the buttons as well. I've been trying to think mechanically of how I would even do that as an attachment. I'm fairly certain that around when Smash for 3DS came out, and probably not when it came out, but since then, and because of Smash for 3DS, there was a 3DS mod that allowed you to connect a GameCube controller. For my personal system, I don't want to do that. Hello, Nightmare Piano. You scared a lot of children, and I was one of them. Looks way more air than I expected to. It kind of feels like a dog on a leash. Given that it seems completely incapable of actually leaving that little corner, no matter how much it wants to. Yeah, okay. Oh, can I not kick the chairs? Oh yeah. This is a thing that I have since found out actually originated in Super Mario World. When I played this game in the past, I had not played through Super Mario World. And in fact, I only played through Super Mario World when I was in high school. My retro Mario experience is somewhat lacking. Oh, I was so close there. There we go. They raised that ledge. That's kind of funny. No, thank you. Of the 3 N64 ports that I can actually speak to, because again, I have not played Star Fox 64 3D. I don't actually remember whether I have finished Star Fox 64. Is that an F-Zero of the series with characters in the first Smash Brothers? Alright. This is what I get for messing around. I have exited the heck around stage and have entered the find out stage. Anyway. Of the ones that I can actually speak to, this one definitely needs work the most. I mean, I had to go into a whole rabbit hole of how do I give the game analog controls to be willing to stream through it. Yes, very scary. Knowing, though, that the red coin star will spawn up there. Nice. Really? Knowing the red coin star is going to spawn up there, I don't want to go through all of that to try and up there if I don't have all the red coins that are down here. I do know people have been wanting Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask 3D Switch ports. For as long as there has been a Switch to port to. So, really, it's more like... Oh man, I just missed that blue coin, huh? It's more like if there is a game, and it is not on Switch. And people want it on Switch. Not every game needs to be on every platform. Here's the last one. That said, I still don't want to go get it. There we go. Because I have 85 coins. Anyway, people have been wanting Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD ports for years. And particularly, Twilight Princess HD got a lot of questions when it came out. Mostly amounting to, what's the point? Because Twilight Princess is a Wii game. And a GameCube game, but it's a Wii game. So, the Wii U could already play Twilight Princess? Unlike the earlier Wind Waker HD, which the Wii U cannot, under normal circumstances, play. I mean, it can play Wind Waker HD, but despite the fact that the Wii U can natively play most GameCube games, that it just didn't have that functionality available. Okay, there is a... Oh, it's in a box. Jail. Jail for that star. Probably specifically so you have to go through that bookshelf. But again, I don't want to go to get those stars. I want to get the 100-point star first. Though, how many stars can I have spawned in at once is a fun game to play. Yeah, that's still not back, huh? Alright, the Power Flower actually makes this a lot easier. Oh! I definitely forgot that the Luigi's portrait was in here. I mean, it makes sense. Those of you keeping track at home, that's now 4 stars at a minimum that we could currently obtain. Whether or not you're keeping track at home, there wasn't a power-up of any kind on that balcony in the original game, and I had such a hard time getting up there as a kid. I distinctly remember between how difficult it was to make the jump to actually get up to the balcony, and then to actually get up onto the roof. It was awful. Kevin? Yeah, there you are. Hello? Okay. It looks like that was just a funky little blip. But we were definitely dropping some frames for a minute. I genuinely don't remember if the Mr. Eyes have projectiles in the original game. I'm gonna actually get the star this time, solely so I don't have to go through the ghost hunt again. Damages the contrarian / make things harder on myself instinct, but what are you gonna do? The stairs stay up in every later star. If you know me though, you know we're not going to the merry-go-round. Okay, were there red coins in here? I didn't think you could get Luigi hat until you actually unlock Luigi. Maybe that's your indication that Luigi is here. Oh yeah, notably, Luigi can't wall jump. That sign in Mario's level wasn't kidding. Only Mario can wall jump, or can wall jump. yet another thought. Of Ocarina of Time 3D, Majora's Mask 3D, and 64 DS, again, DS obviously is in the most need of an HD port, or at least it would have the most to gain. I think that's fair to say. But I would actually say that Majora's Mask is next on that list. And the primary reason is that while Ocarina of Time 3D made changes that I feel are pretty much just an improvement, not all of the changes that Majora's Mask made, or Majora's Mask 3D made, are looked upon as favorably. Improvements to the notebook and the general tracking of the bajillion side quests in Majora's Mask, good. Radically altering the majority of the boss fights with much more obvious weak points and thereby less complex battles. That's a less favorable change. Okay, what's the story here? The story here is the Lost Woods. Whoop. Well, it's not death. No, no. In the corner. Oh, well, the back corner as well, isn't it? Okay, that's not correct. I've gotten the red coins, so at this point I just need to focus on finding the correct path and completing any of my thoughts without getting completely derailed. Oof. Okay, that's fair. The changes Majora's Mask 3D made were not all well received. I don't remember off the top of my head what all of them were and why they weren't well received. Ooh, I remember the Moldering fight in particular being a point of contention. Go. Hope you enjoy going right, left, and then right again. Nice. Alright. So I would say Majora's Mask needs an updated re-release, in part so the game can actually have a definitive edition. They've kind of got the Persona 3 problem. Though, perhaps not to the same extent because there's only been one re-release. The last red coin's in here, isn't it? I better do this. And the problem with Persona 3, for clarity, is that there's the original release, And then there was an updated re-release on the same system. Made some changes and improvements to existing stuff, and then added an entire epilogue campaign. Whether that addition was worthwhile is up for debate, but it sure did add one. Re-release, they remade the game for PSP. Because, hello, Mario. Because of the limitations of the PSP, they pared down the general world. There's only actual 3D navigation in dungeons. And they didn't include the epilogue, but they did add an entire separate campaign with a female protagonist. Now, I say entire separate campaign. The general plot is the same, but it's got completely different relationship options and presumably adjustments to otherwise account for the female protagonist. Well then, about a year ago, they released Persona 3 Reload that makes even more updates and adjustments to the base game, and at launch didn't include either the epilogue chapter or the female protagonist. They did release the epilogue chapter as DLC, with, to my understanding, significant balancing changes and some story adjustments to account for stuff that people didn't like. Again, the initial epilogue was contentious. the point that some people simplify the whole problem by just considering that epilogue not canon. Which is fair. I get it. But the result is an updated re-release of both the base game and that epilogue that pretty much supplants the original version that had that epilogue. But doesn't have the female protagonist option, won't have the female protagonist option, and thus isn't, finally, a version of the game that just has everything. So, long ramble, hopefully not getting longer. Would love for them to re-release Majora's Mask with an HD treatment and the positive changes in Majora's Mask 3D, but better resolution to soften negative changes. Where Ocarina of Time could pretty much just they could just give it a new coat of paint and re-release Ocarina of Time 3D, and that would be completely okay. In my eyes, anyway. And I totally forgot that Luigi has the spin ability. We're definitely coming up on the end of the stream because the gamepad's battery light is on. But I'd like to get these last couple of things that I needed Luigi for. So next time, we will have done everything possible before the first Bowser fight. And, you know, with any luck, next time isn't gonna be in 2 months. We're at a point where I'm in two classes right now. One of them is focused on electronic resources. That one is the full semester. But the other one is the portfolio that's required to finish the program I'm in. Oh, I totally didn't need Luigi for this. I just made an inaccurate assumption. Oh well. Luigi gets it anyway.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Oh.
I forgot that this was during the era that they were just relentlessly bullying Luigi. Which, for the record, another case of thing I like is less popular than the main one. I prefer Luigi. Some of that is that Mario doesn't have a super distinct personality. He has a personality, mind. Just not what I would call an overly distinct one. Okay, the heck is the switch for this? Okay, switch is there. Heck do I get a power flop? I really don't remember there being a Koopa shell in this level. Anyway, some of my preference for Luigi is he has more of a defined personality than Mario. Some of my preference is just that Luigi is the green one, and I like green more than I like red. Most snowmen jump higher than this one. Okay, yeah, I'm not getting that. I know where two of the three pieces of this puzzle are. I have regrets. I still have regrets. I was gonna say, wait, no, I don't have regrets. I do. I do indeed have regrets.
Let's go.
Okay, where the heck is... campfire. Use the campfire with Yoshi to... Oh dear. Oh. Oh dear.
Let's go.
Got distracted and didn't finish another freaking thought. Am I wrong about needing Luigi here? That's fine. No bother.
Let's go. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yes, this was a much easier approach.
Hey, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, no, there's not a power flower here either. Maybe it's a Yoshi has to melt the ice thing? I was sure that the issue was you need Luigi so you can turn invisible and phase through the ice. Okay, well... the gamepad is on its last legs. So I'm gonna call it here, and I guess we'll start with this next time. Which, again, the portfolio for graduation, the first draft of it is due next week, and the final draft is due at the start of April. So, once that's done, that is one less thing that I need to worry about. So I'll hopefully have more time and energy for streaming at that point. I I'd also like to pick up Mario RPG again, because it's been a year and a half since I started that, and I still haven't finished it, and the game's not even that long. It's just been a heck of a year. So, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you had a great night. Later, everyone.